Sooo 8 months. Aha. For the hype of. My remaining bits for the hype. Here I was just buying some, dang it, take them bitties. Hello again, Tilda.
Whoa! We start immediately with crying because hello? Y'all make a hype train happen before I even get out of ads? Oh my god. Hello? Hello. Yeah, we gotta start with the crying. I see how it is. But hello, everyone. Hello. We did miss you. Oh, I missed you guys too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the hype train so far. And just hello again. Hello Tyler, hello Jara, hello Gussie, hello Clone, hello Griff, hi Bun. Did I miss someone? For now I don't think so, but hello. How's everyone doing? I first of all want to say, Gus, thank you so much for that 8 months, and Jara, thank you so much for the 26 months. Holy fuck. Tyler, thank you for the 28 months. Jesus, and thank you for the bits, Tyler and Bun. Y'all are way too damn sweet. Yes, thank you. Hello. Thank you for giving a shout out to Bun. You know I gotta do it to him? Exactly. Hello. Oh my god. I was so nervous going back into streaming because it's been like 3 weeks. Yeah, we have the new emotes. It's been 3 whole weeks. And it was only supposed to be 1 week, and then so much happened. It's been... Exactly. Are you feeling better? I'm feeling much better. You might still hear it a little bit in my voice. That, like, especially when I go higher pitch, my voice is still kind of shot, like this tiniest bit. But it doesn't feel bad, I promise everyone. I also have a cup of tea with honey right next to me, just in case. Because your voice sounds pretty good after, to be honest. Yes, I mean, it was completely gone. I did take a lot of time to just not talk at all. I just couldn't talk. For those who didn't know, I got COVID. It was completely gone. Yeah, I can confirm. Yeah, Tyler has heard the in-between bits where I finally started to get a little bit of a voice again, but it was still pretty gone. And it was just fully, I couldn't speak. For 2 days, it was fully gone, and then for like a week, it was really bad. And this last few days, it's been coming back in a way where I can talk normally again. It had already gotten to a point where it didn't feel bad to talk, which was nice. I just sounded pathetic. So, I on purpose took last week off from streaming as well, because I technically could have streamed, but I just didn't have a voice, because last week I did play D&D with my friends, and even through that, there were parts where I was struggling to get sounds out. COVID destroyed me for a week when I got it a couple months ago. COVID hits hard sometimes. For real! You were doing your best. I was. No, I really was. And I've been taking proper care of myself to get better, and taking a lot of rest, a lot of just doing nothing but sleeping or being on the couch. Thank you guys so much again for the level 2 hype train. I hope you enjoyed the little emote. That is so cute. You better or else. No, I promise I was. I even had... So what happened was... I went to a concert. I went to 2 concerts in 1 weekend. And with a friend. And me and my friend tried to be as safe as possible, obviously. But especially on the ways back from both concerts, we were stuck in very like overwhelming public transport with like a lot of people in there at once, especially with the last concert where we saw Panic at the Disco. The metro back was like so full that everyone was squished together, and he like formed a barrier in front of me so I wouldn't be pushed up against a bunch of randos, because I hate that. Brendan, Yuri, and friends, exactly. And we tried to be safe, and initially I didn't get sick, and my friend stayed with me for the rest of the week after the concert, and he got sick. He caught it, and we didn't think about it because we just thought that due to circumstances that he just had like a little bit of like a stress fever, because all he had was a fever. Like, he wasn't coughing, he wasn't sneezing, nothing, like no headaches, nothing. He just had like a fever for like a day and a half. It was also a very low fever. So we were just like, oh, he just needs to get some sleep and rest. So I took care of him while he was sick at my place, and then he left, and then the day he left, I woke up with like a headache, and I was like, oh no, and like a cough. I was like, oh no. And then I caught it really bad, like over that weekend that I said like, hey guys, I caught a cold, I'm sick, I can't stream. I thought I had strep throat or something, or some like bad infection going on, because I was like, my friend wasn't coughing at all, like he just had like a little cold or something, but I just thought it got worse with me because I have asthma, and because my general constitution isn't that good. Like, I get sick very often, and then that weekend when it got really, really bad, I was like, wait, we just went to 2 concerts. So I tested, and I caught the big bad, and so I was sick for another while. I think it took like another like full week for me to feel okay. I got the whole shebang, where the worst part of it was like the fever and the cough. The cough was definitely really, really bad. Like, as I said, I had no voice left just from how raw my throat was, and it hurt really bad. I did lose my sense of smell for like 2 days, and then I was okay. It's back now, which is good, because that makes things very weird. I had a little bit of vertigo for a couple days as I was recovering. That's also now gone. The only thing left over from it all is that I'm very tired very quick, which I have in general. With my autism, I tend to be very tired all the time. But it's a lot worse than it usually is, and I've noticed it throughout the past, like since last week. Sunday was the first day that I went outside of my home. I just get tired super fast, and for that reason, I am streaming today, but I am gonna try to stick to like maybe like actively drawing for like an hour and then see how I feel. I don't want to stream for more than 2 hours because I really want to take it very nice and slow, and be very gentle to my health. So I hope everyone's very understanding towards that. I'm gonna try to stream as normally as I can again, but you know, I don't want to assault my well-being by overdoing it immediately. I mean, sometimes you take a ton of care and precaution and it still happens. Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I just didn't think about it initially when he got sick, and I feel a little stupid because of that, but you know, I'm glad that it turned out okay. I can deal with being tired. It's not completely unknown to me. Oh, I think if you click on your name, on your chat identity, you can choose, because I think you can only have like 3 icons at a time. So maybe it replaced the hype train with like the artist one with the hype train one. It can be a little silly. One fear. My family got COVID a couple weeks ago, also hard, but I have the superpower of never getting sick from others just randomly. Well, I'm glad you are okay. It definitely is nothing to mess around with, and considering I have asthma, I'm very glad that it didn't get like crazy bad. I kept like a real close eye on everything, and just again, I'm trying to take it very easy and very gentle on my health. I've been going on little hot girl walks, as we call them. I've just been going on little walks with my friend who came to take care of me because he got sick and then he went again, and then he came back after he was able just to take care of my ass, because it was very clear that I got sick from him, but thus he couldn't catch it immediately again like that. But because of that, it was just nice, because then he could take care of me and make sure I had food. I'm still shocked I haven't gotten it, considering my house is small and my boyfriend caught it like 6 months ago. Yeah, I was like, my apartment is like small, so there was just also no real way of like separating when that happened. But you know, it happened. We're here. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. I'm genuinely just happy to be back. I really missed streaming. I missed you guys. I missed being able to work. Like I was saying to Bun yesterday, I was getting a little bit antsy and just annoyed. Because I also haven't like drawn in that entire time. I haven't really done anything for weeks, and I remember like after the concert and after my friend went, I kept saying like, oh yeah, I need to work on like this and this and that, and I really want to get back to my model, and then I was just wiped out. So yesterday was actually the first day that I've taken a little bit of time to draw again. Because besides that, there's just been stuff going on in my personal life on top of everything that kind of made it a little bit more difficult to just sit down and draw and work. I'm hoping everything evens out a little bit now from here on out. It looks like it might be. But it just means that, you know, everything's a little chaotic at the moment. Also, hi Obsidian! Oh my god, I can immediately notice that I'm not used to talking as much as I am. I spent a little bit today gaming with a friend as well and calling. But whenever I stream, I get a little bit more excited and I talk more excitedly, and then I hear the part where my voice is still a little gone. But it's okay. Again, I promise I'm okay. I promise I'm taking it easy. I'm taking good care of myself. I hope everyone else is taking good care of themselves as well, and has been taking it nice and easy. I really appreciate that everyone has been so kind and understanding when it came to me not streaming. Like, I don't know, I really appreciated it. And I had a bunch of friends check in on me either every day or like every other day, and I really appreciated that too, because my god, it felt very scary for a while, and then it's very nice to have friends be like, hey, are you okay? How's it going today? No, I'm wrecking myself, honestly. Jara! Take good care of yourself. I'm coming for you. With my knife. I need the money. Okay, understandable. But you can drink water and work. Make sure to drink plenty at least. I'm glad you're feeling better. I missed your vibes. No! Oh, I missed that. Yeah, no, I really missed it here too. Because I can't afford to get sick and have to spend a bunch of money, obviously. Oh my god. Yes, that is me. Wait, you will cook? Do we cook together? I've actually been cooking a little bit together with my friend, who's mostly been cooking for me, which has been really nice, because as y'all notoriously know, I don't fucking like cooking. But I mean, if it means you eat, yes. We could. His tea is nice. But yes, is everyone ready to see? Deal. All right. So everyone ready to see what I worked on a little bit. It's nothing crazy. Ever like last you guys saw my model, but still. Because I worked a little bit off stream after I streamed last, I think. Nothing crazy. Show me the art? Hell yeah. Let me grab my tablet. There we go. Hello, hello. I've been working. I love cooking. I just suck at motivating myself to do anything. What kind of tea you got? I got, it's called Moroccan mint tea. It's just mint tea with cinnamon and star anise and shit. I put some honey in there. It's really nice. Eats it. Let me work. I'm trying my best to work. So fast for you. So cute. Thank you. Yeah. So look. I added the horns yesterday. I added the sclera, which was just a simple copy paste. I made this line a little bit more evident. I added a little highlight. I finally added these things on the arms. They go all the way back here. And the loopies, I think I'm gonna lower the backs of them a little bit when I look at them. Hi, my follow. Is that the famous streamer, Noicakes? I wouldn't say famous, but yes, hello. I gotta unload the dishwasher, but I'll be back until then. I'm alert. Hell yeah. Good luck. Good on you for doing chores. That's the word. You know Noi from TV. But yeah, and I added the hands. I don't think I did those last time. So if I like remove the clothes for a sec, you can see that I added the hands. Channel 8 at 6. I added these legs separately because these are the one that are clothed. I fixed these socks because I didn't like how they were initially. I think that's all I did. I did some small face changes. Oh, actually, for the head, I added the mouth, but when I turn it on, it's it's so much. So these are a lot of layers that I referenced. One, if you're I referenced Nightmare Fuel, exactly. I referenced the model you sent me. So let me just turn off the this is the mouth example that I just keep on here so that not everything is crazy. I'm still missing a couple layers on this mouth as well, but so far, this is the top lip shading. This is the mouth line itself, and then I did the corners, there with a little line. That is the lip bottom. That is the chin. Then we have teeth. Obviously, everything is still separated as well. From the color because I need to render shit still. There's still a lot of work. Canines are separate, and they're gonna be separate from each other, obviously, because I want one of the little teeth sticking out. But you know this. Bottom teeth, the tongue, then the canines of the bottom, the molars, and the little throat, I guess, and obviously the inside. But keeping that on looks like a nightmare, so I just turn it off. And I keep the mouth example of what shape I want. But yes, those are things that I've done off stream. One of the things that I figured I'd work on today is to finish the skirt because we're missing the pocket and the pleats on the side. So I gotta add those. And I gotta add the piercings on the ears. I actually want to start with the piercings on the ears because easy, and then I'm, you know, lazy. Someone, it should, oh, yep, there we go. As you see, I'm making like very small changes as I go as well. I made the horns a little thinner. I absolutely blame Chainsaw Man for that, and Power. But, you know, I also just think it looks nicer. Because I originally started with very thick horns on my first model. And then I already, like, elongated them for this one and, like, made them a little thinner. But I like the even thinner horns. I like how that looks. Oh, and I added coloring to the eyes. I don't know if this is gonna be it yet. But I just wanted to get an idea going. Because I'm still having thoughts about how I want eyes to look in general. I'm gonna look at where in the nightmares of layers that this is. Are the ears? I need the front of the ears. No, actually, I need the back of the ears. And they need to be behind the fluff, but over this. I'm just gonna lower the opacity. I think, Bun, you said to do a front and back to the earrings so they could move more with the model. Yes? Yes, okay. I'm sorry if I am asking you questions while I stream. Don't feel pressure to stay in and answer them, because I can always make changes later. You're good? Okay. I just feel bad because, like, I'm trying to remember what we talked about, like, 3-4 weeks ago at this point. Because that was, like, the most important, like, the most annoying part of being sick for me is that, because I got sick, I'm just gonna quickly pull these out of this layer. I named the wrong layer. There we go. This is the earrings. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember everything, and having been sick makes it so annoying. Because it really takes you out of, like, the whole, like, drive you're in. Like, you're in that flow and that workflow. I feel bad because I have a slight delay, that's all. That's okay. That's normal with streaming. Yeah, I had that when I was watching your stream as well. Why? Oh, because I'm in a sketch, that's why. Is the symmetry on? I don't remember. Yes, it is. Out of the loop. Yeah, it's just like, you generally when you work on a model, you have like a workflow going, right? And you I would have finished it by now. Despite with the other things going on, I fully would have been done. Because the things I'm adding right now are very small. I could have done that within a day. And then just gone on to the rendering. And I'm keeping things, I think, fairly simple rendering wise. Like, I don't want to overdo it. I want to keep it light on everything. Like, rendered enough where I'm pleased with it, because I want it to look pretty. But even with this model, I kept it light on certain rendering parts. because that's just what I prefer when it comes to these. But yeah, it took me completely out of that, and I despise it, honestly. But here we are, and it's gonna be okay. Why did my DPI go up for my mouse? I don't need that to be a thing. I like how drawing earrings is kind of just like drawing little jelly beans when you break it down like this. No, and I felt so bad too, because like I've been posting stuff on YouTube, right? Like I've been posting my VODs up on YouTube, and even while I was sick, I scheduled everything to keep posting. I ran out of VODs to post. Everything's up to date. Like all my VODs are just now on YouTube. Which, it's been great, and people have been very nice and watching them, and sometimes people even comment, and then I was just like, I don't even have anything new to post. Twitter too, my Twitter's been dead. I mean, I tweeted here and there, and I've been retweeting art. I even retweeted some of my own art just to be like, listen, I'm still alive. I'm just sick. I've had nothing. I've had absolutely nothing to show or to give. I felt really weird. Earrings. But we're getting back into it now. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. And it's gonna be okay. I think I'll have everything done fairly quickly again, now that I get back into it. But I'm trying, as I said, I'm trying not to overwork myself and stress myself out immediately. I mean, like, you don't have to post art, but like saying how you feel is also an interaction that is much appreciated, like on Discord. Fair. I mean, I've truly just been so dead. That even with that, I haven't really been on it much. Sorry, I'm moving these layers where they need to be. Above here, there we go, and then these go behind. There we go, that should be good. Obviously it looks a little silly. Not dead enough that I don't see in Final Fantasy sometime here and there. True, although to be honest, that's literally been me logging in to check my retainers and then log right back out. Or even stay in there, because we've set up an FC on the server, and I've been like doing little things here and there to try and help out. But literally all of that happened just as I got sick, so I was like, I'm so sorry, I can't even help. I think literally with everything, today has been the first day where I sat down and actively played with one of my friends, as most of the times that I'd been on, I would run something or try to run something, and I'd just be like, I'm so tired. Everyone would keep dying, and I would feel terrible. So it's been a challenge. But even with that, because did you do bunny dailies? No, honestly, I don't even think I will do them. Because I don't really do crafters. I have one crafter, one or two at 80, I think. I have culinarian and goldsmith. I don't really care for it. I haven't learned the new macros for crafting. So I kind of also doubt that I will even do them to begin with. Now I've just been running roulettes with or at least today I ran roulettes with Umbra, and before that I kind of just hung out and talked with some of my FC friends and listened to them do savages, even though I don't. Let's see. So we did the earrings. I wanted to do the skirt. The skirt, I've really been thinking, right? Because kind of been stumped. Because the way I did it with this model is that all the pleats on the why is it not showing? There. All these pleats I did separately, and then I had a skirt underneath. I did want to do the pocket separately, because I don't know if I did that last time, but I feel like that would be good. I can just check. It's right here. Body. No. Oh, yeah, it is here. Okay, no, so I did this skirt with the pocket on top. Oh, yeah. So this is what I did. There's like a whole skirt. Hydrate and save. I will, thank you. Lurk, have a good time lurking. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you too. Is it St. Patrick's Day today? I have no idea. But with this one, I don't really know. It is, yeah? Okay, well, happy St. Patrick's Day to you too. I don't particularly celebrate the holiday because I'm not Irish. It is, and I'm wearing a shirt that says Irish I was gaming. Valid. Yeah, I'm not Irish. I've been to Ireland. I got mistaken to be Irish because I'm a redhead, but nah, we don't celebrate it here. I know that in America it gets celebrated because you guys had a lot of Irish immigrants during and also very pale, exactly. I look like I could be Irish. It wouldn't surprise anyone. Celebrate my Irish heritage. That's valid. Okay, let me turn off the symmetry ruler and find where I put the skirt. That is the loopies. This is where the skirt is. Oop. So, what would be smart? Probably turning this off. That should be enough. These through the pocket. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day is big here, especially in the Northeast where I live. I mean, to be fair, I think it's kind of funny, right? Because as far as I know, it's even bigger than it is in Ireland itself. I feel like that's a little silly, but it speaks very much to American culture. And I always laugh because like I've seen I've seen like St. Patrick's Day stuff in like American shows and such, and like the way it gets portrayed, and then I have seen it like how it actually gets portrayed in Ireland, and it's so different. We don't half-ass anything. It's true. It's like Americans super celebrating Cinco de Mayo, and we're just like, okay, yeah. Basically. And like, don't get me wrong, I know that there's a lot of Irish people that migrated to, or immigrated, not migrated. I don't know, man. We're not gonna criticize my English today. But I just know that there's a lot of Irish people in America. I just think it's funny. I'm just like, okay. Because I did fully have people ask me, oh, why don't you celebrate it? And I'm like, why would I celebrate it? Where are the backaloopies? There they are. I just want to lower them because... I fucked up. Hold on. There we go. This one is the white people appropriating a culture holiday as an excuse to get drunk and perpetuate problematic stereotypes. Oh, what, the Cinco de Mayo? Yeah, I can imagine. I knew before St. Patrick's Day it was in America, the Irish were looked down in the US. Oh, for sure. Migrated is a general term. Immigrated is the type of moving. Which is it? I don't remember. No, I mean, don't worry about it, man. English is not my first language, and I don't have the brain cell to have a thought about it today. Oh, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. I feel like super they immigrated because they left Ireland due to here's as much as I know about American slash Irish history, which is not a lot. Due to the famine, I'm pretty sure they moved to America. Like, for a long time, America was like the quote-unquote better place to be. And Ireland was kind of tits up for a long time. Like, I live in a place... the actual Cinco de Mayo battle happened, and I'm like, why would you drink to this one specific? It wasn't pretty. Why did I reply to myself? Oh, yeah, Twitch be weird like that. I just like celebrating St. Patrick's Day because I have Irish heritage. That makes sense. Like, I mean, I've talked about it before with, when we talked about it in Nae's stream, I think, or when Nae was in the stream, well, I always have like a slight laugh about, like, not even that judgmentally, but just the way Americans are with heritage and stuff like that. Like, I've been asked multiple times, like, oh, why don't you like do a test to see like what countries you're from? And I'm like, nah, man, I'm just from the Netherlands. I know that technically if I go down my family history line, there will be other stuff in there, because it's Europe. It's easier to cross a border. But I don't care. Because people in general over here don't care that much. But within America, it's also different and more interesting, I suppose. Stocked up on liquids? Hell yeah. Also, hello, Pascal. I'm sorry, I'm taking 3,000 years to do everything, but it's okay. Did I? That is that. Yes, I did name a layer. Alright. I just want to turn off the back loopies as well because it's in the way. Actually, it's not, but it's fine. But yes, hello, I am Dutch indeed. Taking 300 years is better than nothing at all. So take it easy. True. I mean, I was saying it yesterday too when I was working a little bit on everything. I first of all took a damn long time and I didn't get that much done. Which I doubt I'll get much done today, but it's fine. But I was like, you know, it's okay. I've just been really sick. I need to take it easy. A lot of Irish left Ireland because of the Great Famine, which was really bad. Yes, okay, so I did remember correctly. Like I said, I don't remember a whole lot because it's not history to do with my own country. So we did learn about it loosely in high school, but I don't remember at all. Fair. I mean, like, I know nothing about American history, like the presidents and that stuff. I always love when hanging out with my friends and they reference to things that happened or like their previous presidents or stuff like that. And I'm just sitting there like just listening because like I don't know. There are some things that I loosely know. Like I know Lincoln was the one with the hat. But, like, I don't know what the fuck he did. Or which ones are considered to be less evil, I guess. Like, all that shit, I don't know. And the vampires, yes. I don't remember a whole lot because my memory is terrible. That is also valid. I don't remember that much about my own history, either. It's just not stuff that I think about very much or find that interesting. If you want to know fun facts about cats or something, I'll talk your ear off. Yep, I sure know what you were talking about. No, you probably. Basically. They're all evil in some way. Exactly, I mean, that's why I said less evil. Like I posted in the memes channel of the Discord, think twice. Bestie, I don't even think once. True, though. I'm sorry. Thoughts? I don't know her. If anyone is interested in the history of skateboarding, let me know. I know a lot about it. Hell yeah. I mean, surely, like, I was talking with my friend while he was over, because my cat really likes him, which was really sweet, right? So she's been cuddling with him a lot, which is very cute. And he was asking, like, why does she have so many whiskers on her face? And I'm like, what you mean? And he's like, well, because, like, so, like, this is her face. Her beautiful grumpy face. And she has, like, whiskers here, and, like, a couple on her cheekies, and some here, and, like, sometimes a couple on her chin. And it's fairly normal. Like, it's gonna differ per cat how many whiskers they're gonna have and how long. But he just genuinely didn't know. He was like, yeah, she's got like such long hairs, like on her chin. Like just one randomly, like here. And I'm like, no, that's a whisker. And he's like, but whiskers are like around the nose. And I'm like, no, all of these are whiskers. I love how you drop me shoe. It's just angry gremlin. She's sleeping next to me now. I just explained to him like how it works, like why cats have whiskers and why she has so many, because like they can break off and they can lose them and they grow back, but like I was just explaining it a little bit and what whisker fatigue is and that kind of stuff, and he's like, oh, why do you know so much about this? And I'm like, because my special interests when I was a kid were cats. It was a time when the whole Ireland was still part of the UK and parliamentary was not kind to the Irish at the time. It was so bad that Queen Victoria and the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire felt so bad they decided to donate to Ireland. Jesus. I personally find history in a fun fact way, like how Romans had prototype steam engine before Rome fell. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, like, I remember fun stuff, like, quote-unquote, what is fun to me better than I would anything else, which is why I like know things about cats. Or how I knew that, like, I need as much about this, sir. I'm autistic. Exactly. He's autistic as well, so he understands. He probably knows a lot of things, like more technical things. It just depends on what your special interest is. That's why I deep dove into VTubing and stuff like that, and I'll watch like a lot of videos on like how stuff works. But it's it's nice that I can express it as well. If your cat likes someone, just saying greenest flag of all. Oh no, absolutely. I'm very pleased whenever my cat likes one of my friends, because then I'm like, good shit. So I drew a little buckle on this pocket, and I don't hate it. I like it design-wise because it adds a little bit more gold down here. Because I don't really have any gold once you go more down the design. But I do know how to draw it, and I don't know how to draw it in the sense of like, I don't know how it would. And I based it off of a skirt that I own. Maybe I should grab the skirt and have a look at it. Because I feel that's definitely not what I meant to do. I feel like it's part of like a belt that is on the side like this, where it's just like, it's not actually like a belt or anything, it's just like a little loopy that's like this, and then it hangs with a buckle. Same, looks at my high school skateboarding phase. I think the Great Famine is also why potatoes are associated with Ireland and the Irish. That would make sense. I don't really have much of special interests. I have a bunch of animal and space related fun facts, but I just hyper focus on the game. That gives me emotional damage. Also fair? I don't know. I'm just gonna leave the pocket for now as is. Just fill it in. Because I can add the buckle on top if I want to. That way I can. Oh, actually, the loopies should stay off for now, because I gotta add in the pleats. No, I mean, so I had a time, right, I got diagnosed with autism or being autistic, whichever way you want to put it, when I was 15 or so, 15, 16-ish, somewhere around that age. And then growing up, like, I didn't really know what it meant. Like, my brother's autistic, and he got diagnosed before I did. But technically he was already older by then. But I didn't know what it meant in sense of, like, okay, like, I didn't relate to it because the way autism is described is so all or nothing. Like, it was so specific, and I didn't have that very specific experience where it was to do with, like, how do I put this, like the classic autistic boy representation that you get very often. So I got a lot of papers on it, on, like, what autism means, but I just didn't relate to it because I'm like, oh, okay, like, I don't get it. Like, I don't hyperfocus so bad on, like, trains and like the very typical quote unquote typical autistic traits, and, like, sure, I had trouble with social interactions, but not for the same reason. Like, I have a lot of empathy, and to the point where it is exhausting to me, and I didn't necessarily have trouble making friends or stuff like that. So, like, the very, like, typical things that get attributed to autism, I just didn't relate to. And, like, I didn't know what stimming meant, so I didn't think I was someone who stimmed because I also masked a lot more back then. So it was very complicated. And then now that I'm older and now that I'm able to see things more for like, in nuance, instead of that very black and white view that they have on autism, like, oh yeah, no, I do have special interests. They are just not the ones that they attribute to typical autism. So sure, I'm not, like, super interested in trains and cars and planes and shit like that, but I really liked cats, so I would read up on cats all the time, and I really liked anime and cosplay, so I put a lot of time learning into, you know, how I know, like, a shocking amount of, like, how to make fursuit heads, even though I don't make them or want to make them. I just find it fascinating. So I learned a lot about techniques for a while that I didn't want to do. It's just I found it fun to watch. Same, that's why I didn't really think of it until relatively recently, in the last year or so, however long it's been now. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Like, you got very fucking pure diagnosed while your friends were just like, you relate a little too hard to us. Me neither. Like, you'd think the people who got my diagnosis would explain it better for autistic, right? I'm so confused with how that they don't explain things properly at all. Reminds me of that Lego train video. Yes, that is a very specific reference to a friend of ours who is also autistic, and he's like, yeah, I don't know why I'm so into Lego, and I'm like, gee, I wonder why. Autism is a spectrum. I'm autistic and I have ADHD. Oh yeah, well, these days, because, like, I originally got diagnosed with Asperger's, which isn't a thing anymore. Now it's just all called autism spectrum disorder, because it all is very much a spectrum, so you can't put two autistic people together and expect them to be the same. And back when I got diagnosed, it was still very much like one view that they had on it, like just one way of being autistic, and that's just really not the case. You talking about this while my dumb self couldn't differentiate left from right while man, you did that to me. I was so calm, and then you were like, I don't know how to tell you this, but no, but for real though, you know how funny, because here's the other thing, autistic people flock together very often, just because socially what is expected of you is very different, and that doesn't always match up with when you're autistic, so it's easier when you hang out with fellow autistic people. Listen, don't at me. Apparently there's like 80% for autistic people that to also have ADHD and 60% vice versa. Save? I will, thank you. I mean, so I don't have ADHD, although I keep thinking that I might, but I don't know. I haven't officially been diagnosed with it because ADHD and ASD have such a huge overlap that it's very difficult to properly ascertain. No, but Tyler, for real, I talked with it back when I was getting re-diagnosed. And we couldn't figure it out. Like, we genuinely couldn't figure it out, which is why I was on Ritalin for a while. And it sucked, and it wasn't for me. But yeah, no. Fun, I love you so much, but sometimes you just get peer diagnosed, okay? And just sometimes when you relate too hard to your autistic friends for too much, your autistic friend is gonna go, It's because y'all relate on such specific type ways that it just has us sweating and it just has us going like, are you sure you're neurotypical? Because, I don't know about that one. As I was saying, I attempted to make food, fried noodles, Asia style to be specific. Let's say I sat down at the PC and listened to you for a tad too long, so now I burnt the noodles. Oh no! To compensate, I drew the Japanese character for fire on my noodles with ketchup. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Jara. Is this a bad time to mention that my brother is autistic also? Hi Smooth! Did you get summoned by us peer diagnosing our friends? And I mean specifically with Bun, like, I knew that we just had a very genuine conversation about gender and autism, and it can be very comforting because suddenly you have more of an explanation, and even if you don't have if you have like an official diagnosis, it's just nice to know that you're not alone and that the things you do have somewhat of an explanation, instead of it just being the wild wild west and you feeling like you are completely alien to the world. Because to me, that's usually what I find. Because so I got diagnosed at a fairly early age in my life. Welcome back. That whenever I talk, whenever my friends confide in some of these traits and thinking like, hey, I think I might be autistic because XYZ, and we talk about life and we talk about stuff that we struggle with, that all it really is just like a huge like hug, almost like just comfort of just like, oh yeah, I think I might be autistic because I struggle with executive function, and then just talking about that and like what it means for us, and then even like small things like I remember just a very specific topic when Bon and I were talking about gender and autism, because a lot of autistic people are actually also non-binary, and we were talking about balance and how it's a lot of people on the autism spectrum struggle with balance and staying balanced, like physically, like actually like walking and those kinds of skills, like motor skills, and we both had a lot of a lot of points that we recognized within one another that just made us both feel very affirmed in where we were. Listening to this topic is pretty interesting for me because I'm completely out of it. Fair. Yeah, finding out gender and your own neurodivergency hits like a ton of bricks. For real, because a lot of people within the autism spectrum don't relate to gender the same way cis and neurotypical people do. Because it just doesn't... I don't know, it just doesn't hit me like that. And that's not to say all, but autism is also like so badly explained and diagnosed here in Mexico. Like, I was diagnosed with ADHD very young, but I've gotten the, oh, they don't look autistic though. You can do the same as every other adult so many times. That TikTok broke me. So I broke Doomy with it too. No, but for real, because like, I still get that to this day, where I still get it all the time, where people tell me I don't look autistic, or as Obsidian says, I don't sound autistic. To a lot of people, I don't seem autistic, and even to my other friends who are autistic, they don't not believe me or anything, but then when they spend more time with me in closer proximity, they're like, oh, it makes more sense now, because they haven't seen me have a meltdown. They haven't really seen me stim. They haven't seen me in a moment when it's difficult. Because, like, when I'm doing good, sure, it's harder to see because I'm not that quote-unquote stereotypical view of autism where it's like, you know, having a meltdown in the corner, flapping my hands, stuff like that. That's not all the time. But, bitch, I'm 27 and I still have meltdowns now. And they're not pretty. Nice to feel, nice to not feel crazy or that you're experiencing isn't imaginary. Yeah, exactly. My bad balance is because of my autism. The more you know, I guess. Yes, actually, a lot of people with autism have trouble with motor skills. It's one of the early ways of diagnosing kids, is if they have a lot of trouble learning how to walk. Because I didn't walk until much later. I would kind of just like hold everything. And even now, I don't like walking off certain stairs. If they don't have like railing, because I know that I have trouble with my balance, so I feel like I'm gonna fall. Off topic, but baby, make sure to add an inner layer for the skirt so I can move it even more. Oh yes, for sure, absolutely. Let me just do that right now before I do the pleats, because that's gonna be easier. I'm just gonna lame this. I like how I'm not even working. But that's fine. For a long time, I thought my meltdowns were panic attacks. It took a long time to figure out what the hell was going on. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, if you don't show it in like the quote-unquote stereotypical way, it gets misconstrued a lot. I crawled backwards for a long time. Stairs, I gotta look at my feet. Yeah. You don't know I have autism until you get to know me. But I also can't touch handrails because germies. Fair. That's unmasking to fit in your whole life. Yes. It took me forever to realize my meltdowns when clothes shopping was a mix of autism and dysphoria. Oh my god. Don't get me started. I remember, because we had that conversation where I was just like, yeah man, fucking clothes shopping is the worst because there's like lights and so many different textures, and I don't like the difference of like suddenly being warm and then cold and like having to take things off, and if a clothing is like the wrong texture, I hate it. You helped me buy shit so nice when you were here though. Yeah, because like I understand, man. It's so much. I fully feel you. So like I would just feel the texture, and if it felt nice and it looked in a style that you would like, we can just go in, get that thing, and then fucking leave. We don't have to be there all day. I also want to say, because I already snoozed my ads twice, my ads start in like 1 minute and 30 seconds, so when it happens I'll be taking a little break. But I am also really enjoying this conversation. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about because there's so much recognition within this all. Alright, let me just add, for this I do need the symmetry ruler. Skirt back. But yeah, no, it's today, no, not today. this week, I actually, when I was getting groceries with my friend, I was starting to really struggle to focus and just have a bad time. And he understood, because again, he is autistic as well. So he would talk to me and like make jokes, and I'd be too tired, so I'd just be like, uh-huh. And he's like, you're really tired, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't really focus on what you're saying. He's like, no, it's okay. But that's the difference of having people around you that understand and that aren't gonna judge you for it. But fucking grocery stores, man, they're the worst. Okay, ads start in 5, so I'm gonna go to my BRB screen. Everyone remember to take a break, stand up, stretch your legs, get some water, and I'll be right back. And we're back. Hello, hello. I'm sorry, I just quickly mixed up something off stream about the skirt, but we're back. Hello. I just wanted to catch up with stream chat while I was on my BRB as well. So I've been reading up a little bit. As Obsidian said, doctors might always automatically go to anxiety disorders for AFABs. For sure, that usually gets assumed. I was lucky in the sense that my older brother got diagnosed with autism, and considering it's genetic, because there's a lot of misinformation about that too, but because of that, and knowing like my biological dad had autism, it was a lot easier to get diagnosed. But even then, because it presents in such a different way, usually with female assigned at birth people, it can be a struggle. And let me see what you wrote, Clone. Looking back on how I saw my gender is funny. Like, I don't think not caring if I was born a boy and daydreaming waking up as a girl since I was little is a very cis thing. I mean, I feel you. Like, I never cared about it. Like, I like presenting femme and I like feminine things, but I just don't care about it in the same way, I don't feel like. So I've been exploring my gender and identifying as non-binary publicly for a year now, I want to say, and it's been a lot more comfortable for me. Like, it made me very happy. Equilibrium was shit when I was a kid, and would be sitting, then all of a sudden would feel like I was falling. Oh my god, I can imagine. I feel like I'm on the complete opposite side. When I say shoes or pants or shirt and it fits, I'm happy and I buy it. Well, it that's the thing as well. Like, it really differs from person, but like, not every autistic person struggles with like it either, because like, I don't mind wearing tight-fitting clothing unless it's like around my neck. Then it really depends. If it's like a choker or something, it's fine. But if it's like, I don't like turtlenecks, for example, but I don't like skinny jeans or leggings. And I know a lot of people that are autistic that fucking hate jeans in general. Like, the texture of jeans freaks them out. That doesn't bother me. So that's why, you know, it's a spectrum. It's not a one-to-one where it's the same for everyone. It's just autistic people tend to have more trouble with textures, and those textures differs per person as well, because there are textures that I fucking hate. I literally I thought everyone wished I could just change genders upon waking up. Oh my god. Relatable. Remember the reverse gender button thing? Yeah, I would press that, no hesitation, and my dumbass thought it was cis. Much info, very education. Absolutely. Also, enjoy your lurk time, Mossy. Hello, hello. I did save in the meantime, by the way. It just, so broad, which is what is interesting. Like, I'm on the complete other side, and it's a learning experience to listen, to be honest. Exactly. Learning about this stuff is definitely one of my fixations. I mean, I've talked about this before, about how, I really like learning about this stuff, and, I really enjoy spreading the information about it too, because, I think it's very useful. And my old social worker was really like, you should become an educator on this point, because you know so much about this due to your own experience, but also due to reading up a lot about it. And I feel like you could help out a lot of people. It's just not the most accessible thing to do within my country. Because it requires a degree, like a college degree, to actually be in those positions, and that is not very viable for me right now. Always nice to hear the many experiences of others. Yeah, and it's, I mean, I'm always glad too that my stream feels like such a safe place for many people, that people get to express their experiences and their thoughts. So far, this is like the only stream I'm going to watch today. Fair. Oh, let me see what you wrote, Obsidian. My best friend came over on Wednesday and we went out to eat and at the Costco, and after Costco they leaned up against me and I just immediately was like, "Are you ready to go home?" Small nod. "Yeah, me too." These are the benefits of having autistic friends. You immediately get it. I always feel like I have to defend my running out of energy to neurotypical friends or adults in general. Yes, for sure. I feel that very much. I always equate it to, or the way you explain it to people is that I wake up with like a faulty battery, right? So my battery doesn't charge 100%. I have very limited energy throughout a day, and certain things just cost me way more energy than for others. And like my other friend who was over, who's also autistic, he doesn't struggle with lights and sound the way I do. Like, he notices them, but he just has a better quote-unquote filter for them, and he's more used to it. So it doesn't bother him as much. But to me, like I said, like the grocery store, the lights alone can be overwhelming, and then there's all the sounds and all the smells. Smell doesn't bother me personally as much, but when it's an overabundance of everything, I just get way more tired. So it's exactly that, just having those people there that understand. If there's a type of clothing I can't stand, then it's raincoats. It's just, oh, yes, I fucking hate raincoats, rain boots, rain wear, all of that shit. When it gets wet, nope. Big nope, big hard pass, I don't wanna do that. Fucking hate that texture. And exactly, like, when I get too hot, I get so irrationally angry. Ah!
Doing this BC, it keeps popping up and I want it to stop. FHDJSK.
Thank you so much for the sub, baby. Mwah. I feel like I can wear the tight stuff, but the second I get home, I rip off the choker and tight clothes and I put on my 3XL shirts that don't touch me. I already have trouble gendering correctly and get shit for that a lot. There's not a single month that I'm not getting barked at for misgendering, although I didn't know better. If everyone could change their gender whenever they want with the press of the button, I think I would go mute. I mean, I get you, Jara. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I love working, but I care more for the conversation we're having. And I care for working right now. So maybe I'll get back to working in just a sec, but I just kind of want to talk. Because these are very, interesting conversation topics to me. And I'm sorry, I'm reading your chat very slowly, because I want to give everyone a very genuine response as well. With gender, it's tough, and I don't agree with people. Here's the thing, I don't agree with people yelling or being super aggressive when misgendering happens. Because the thing with it is like, it happens, and if you present a certain way, people are gonna assume. We still live in a very masc and femme being the standard society thing. Now, should we work towards changing that? Abso-fucking-lutely. And is it nice to just default to gender neutral pronouns when you don't know someone's pronouns? Yes, I think that would be a very nice thing. And it takes a very small effort in my mind to say they, them, and then maybe ask for someone's pronouns so that you know. If it is the press of the button, there's gender, what is the word? Gender fluid people who wake up one day and feel like one and then the other, and most of the time those people aren't gonna make a big deal out of it. I do also feel like that we live in a very online era of things where it's very 0 to 100 very fast. Like, there's no sense of nuance in it sometimes, and that frustrates me a lot, because then I see people struggle and I'm like, I feel like if we wouldn't yell at them, a lot of people wouldn't struggle. And like, I get the other side of the conversation as well, where if people constantly get misgendered, then obviously they're gonna be upset, because I have been upset in the past where people know my pronouns and still exclusively use she her pronouns for me, and not because they forget, but because they refuse to use they them pronouns for me. And then it becomes very frustrating and very different, and like it just becomes like a painful thing. So I also understand that if someone gets misgendered all the time, that they might be hurt and expressing that hurt. But I feel like the internet in general could do very well with a sense of nuance and like breathing exercises and thinking 2 seconds before we yell. A good thing about the internet is that I can not only figure out my gender, but also find people to relate to me and to them. It really helps with the imposter syndrome. I can imagine. I absolutely can imagine. It's also why I actually set up a command now within the chat that reminds people to set their pronouns so that I can see, because on Twitch, if you have your pronouns set with that, I will actually be able to see them next to your username. So, gentle reminder to everyone that if you want me to know what your pronouns are before I have to ask and remember hundreds of people's pronouns by heart, feel free to set them with just a little extension. You can see mine as well. Yes, there is. It's called, I think it's just called Twitch pronouns. If you Google it, I have a link in the command, but I can't pull it up like that. It just puts it in chat every now and then. But if you Google Twitch pronouns, you can set your pronouns with them. Let me scroll down a little bit more. Why do I come to your stream and feel so comfy? I enjoy it so much. Oh, thank you so much. I'm very happy that people enjoy the vibes. All the people, I just can't stand the amount of people. Exactly. If I could shop in an empty store, I'd be a lot less stressed out. Same. Gender is a construct. You can perform it however you want. Absolutely. Just chatting stream for a moment, huh? Yes. I was Dutch and had they, them. Then what do you use properly? I mean, if your language has those pronouns, German doesn't have it either, which is why I get attacked a lot. I have to deal with a lot of different people working in my field. I mean, so here's the thing. To that, I will always say, just a general advice, you can ask what someone wants to be referred as. If you don't know, you can always ask. If they still act like a shit, then they're gonna act like a shit regardless, I feel. Because there will always be people regardless of it. But yeah, it is true. You might have to refresh Obsidian. My language doesn't really have proper they them pronouns either, which is why in Dutch I always tell people, listen, in English my pronouns are she they. In Dutch I don't like the they them pronouns. They're very much as describing an object rather than a person, so it feels weird. That shouldn't stop. Like it I do know people that in Dutch refer to themselves as they them pronouns or other specific pronouns, even neo pronouns, and then it's just a simple act of asking. And if it's just a person that, like, you know, to me that's a small kind of thing. But I do understand that not every language has they them pronouns, and I feel like that gets lost on the internet very much as well. For a while I struggled with using they them pronouns for people because, like I said, in Dutch aren't really any that feel very normal to the language, because the way we say they is already a gendered way of talking. Like it's just what it is. So it doesn't come as natural, and I feel like online that gets forgotten a lot because people mostly speak English, so they expect that to be everyone's default. And that's hurtful too, because that's just not the truth. That's not how this works. Let's see. In my opinion, it's they them till said / informed otherwise. Yes, exactly. And even then, I will say, even I get it wrong every now and then. And the easiest way to go about it then is like, if even if I refer to myself, sometimes I forget to use they them pronouns for myself, because I'm not used to it, right? I grew up using she her, or well, a Dutch in that case, but she her pronouns my entire life up until the point where I thought about gender more. And you just default in a certain way of talking, and then it's just as simple as just like, oh, I just correct myself and I move on. And I just say it depends on how it happens and when. Sometimes I feel the need to apologize, sometimes I feel but even then I don't make like a huge deal about the apology. Like I don't go like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm a terrible person. No, I just go, oh, I'm sorry, I meant, and then I just continue my sentence. Like certain people make huge deals out of that, like on either side, like people who go by different pronouns and people who struggle with people by going by different pronouns. On both sides of that spectrum do people go crazy sometimes, and it's very hurtful to see, because most of the time people don't mean harm, and it's very evident when people do mean harm. Testing. Maybe I just used the wrong one. I mess up on pronouns too. Just apologize, fix it, and keep talking. Yeah, exactly. I can see now. Hell yeah. I'm just gonna refresh because I don't see it yet, but that might just be my OBS. A lot of Latin-based languages are very gendered, though there's definitely steps being taken into introducing new gender-neutral ones. Yeah, exactly. Like, things are changing. Okay, so I don't see them yet, Obsidian, but I do happen to know yours. So for anyone who does set their pronouns with the add-on I just mentioned, I might not immediately see it, but I will be able to see it next time. Like, we're changing as a society. Things are progressing, and that goes to gender, that goes to ableism, which we were talking about earlier, just like with autism and such. There's sexuality, there's so much things that are being improved upon now. Yes, I do see yours, DJ. That is perfect. I've been trying to check pronouns and try to make my default they, them. Yeah, and like, if you make an active effort within yourself to try and be better, that's all you can do. Like, it's not gonna be easy from like one day to another to immediately be like, yep, okay, and you've changed that, you've rewired your entire brain. Again, we grew up in a very in our current society that works a very specific way. I've talked about it in the past before too, about like autism stuff, like so I got officially diagnosed, like I said, when I was younger. So my view on self-diagnosing was very negative. Like, I always thought like I had a very negative view of people who self-diagnosed. But as I got older, I realized that comes from a sense of privilege, because not everyone has the tools available to them that I did when I was younger, like just bystander of country or of background. So it makes sense that like with self-diagnosing, that, like I said, we're even friends now, that it just comes more from a place of relating to others rather than just getting a official diagnosis. Because also just money. Not everyone has the money to get an official diagnosis for things. And I realize now that the views that I had on it when I was younger were a little bit problematic and just uneducated. And then I grew. And that wasn't from one day to another either. That took reflecting upon my thoughts and educating myself and hearing other people out and just growing. You learn to do things with practice. Exactly. Quick question. Is call me whatever you want, I really don't care what you call me, mean or negative, or does it give the other person just more peace of mind? I know that people often get conflicted when there's too much of a choice. Just mix it up, honestly. Yeah, so I mean, I can't speak to like my personal experience in that, because like I like when people use she, they pronouns interchangeably, like within one sentence. If you refer to me as she and they, them pronouns, at different times of that sentence, it makes me extremely happy. It's that simple. And I feel for a lot of people who use any pronouns, they like any pronouns. It's like if I talk about Obsidian, I'm pretty sure, I'm so sorry if I get this wrong, Obsidian, you use any pronouns, right? If I remember correctly. I'm totally not gonna cheat by looking at my server. I use any? Exactly. So when I would refer to Obsidian, I could use she, him, they, all of them. And I would still be referring to them correctly. And it's just a matter of not defaulting to just one. And that also depends per person. So I understand that, like, if you talk to a lot of people, I just get upsetty if you just stay at she. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand that fully. Stuff like that happens. The internet helped me a lot to change my views a lot. Yeah. It's not that I do like any pronouns, but rather that I am indifferent what you use. I mean, I'm still a person you are talking to, and that is pretty much enough for me. That's fair, and like, you know, that is completely valid. And like, if you don't care and you genuinely don't mind what people call you, and then that is an absolutely valid way to go about it. She, her only makes me bombastic side-eye. No, but I feel you though, because that's what I was talking about. Like, to me, it feels like people just default to she, her for me, because, like, again, I present very femme in my personas, but also online, and then people just don't bother to use the rest. And sometimes, like I said, it's just like an obvious choice that they make to just not use other pronouns at all, because they're just like, ah, there they are, yes, I can see your pronouns now, Obsidian. Femme presenting cons, she, her defaulting. Yeah. So because to me, when people default to she, her, I don't mind. When it's about me, I just don't like it when people actively know and they choose to ignore it. Because then I'm like, why is it such a difficult thing for you? Pronouns are flavor text. I might like the flavor of one or like them all. Use them however feels best for spicing up your life. Exactly. If someone doesn't know, then they don't know. Exactly. Daily stuff done, cold sauce are done, time to open my whiskey and then go snooze. Back to lurk. Have a nice time lurking, Jara. If someone knows, then I'll bite them. Even then, like, knowing me about myself, I am not the most particular about it. I'm very accepting. Even if it bothers me, I won't really say much. It will only bother me if it's someone really close to me. Like my friends, if they choose to not do it for some reason, I would like to have a conversation with them about why. Like, why would you refuse? Why? Because then it feels like there's more of a conversation to be had there. But if it's just a stranger, I don't care as much. Like, not even as much, I just don't care. I've only come out to a few people in real life. I feel that. I've only willingly come out to my friends, like to my close friends, and even then, I don't mention it to more distant friends, unless it's like a joke. And my dad, I've also since come out about being non-binary to my aunt and uncle, and that didn't go as nicely as it could have. Not the worst, but it definitely is still a struggle. Because they don't really acknowledge it. So that in the past, like, that happened in like last year, June. That in the past year has been something that I struggled with. Yes, it's hurtful. It's hurtful when people just tell you it's a phase, or that it's not real. And I've mentioned it to people in like my social groups more and more, and not in a way where I want them to see me as any different, but just in a way where it's like, hey, like, this is more so specifically because it became a topic of struggle within like family members. And like, now my dad is perfect. He is absolutely the sweetest. He didn't really know what it meant, and then he just went and read up on it. He was just like, okay, I'm just gonna learn about it, because he's perfect and a sweet being. But because it became more painful, like I said, due to other family members, it became something that I wanted to talk to friends more about, because I trust my friends and they are a source of my comfort. Doing things out of malice, especially from those closest, is upsetting. And also, you don't owe anyone your life story. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't owe anyone an explanation of who or why I am the way I am. Based father, abso-fucking-lutely. My dad is chef's kiss. The best human being on this earth. I won't argue with anyone about that. It's just, that's facts. My dad was the most interesting because he knew before I knew. He said he saw someone who wasn't a man or a woman. Then he stopped and said, oh, but you're kind of like that, aren't you? When I was 11. So when I told him I was non-binary at 20-something, he's like, yeah, I figured. But he hasn't really changed pronouns. That's fair. I mean, with my dad, he hasn't either, but not... He tries, but it's more just because my dad's almost 80 and he's not used to the lingo of it all. And that is just truly an older generation, usually just an older generation, trying their best, but not being used to the difference of how things are now. Your dad is so amazing, I swear. He's accepting though, and I'll take what I can get. I feel that too. He's got the spirit. Exactly. No, my dad really tries. Honestly, I've really appreciated some of the friends that I've had in the last year that are very, very, very new to it, who are like cis and straight. Making an active effort, especially after me telling them that I was struggling with it, like that I was hurt by my family members, so they made an active effort to be like, no, I should be better about this because you're my friend and I care about you. And I'm just like, oh, thank you so much. You know, not everyone's gonna get it correct all the time and immediately, but I feel like as long as people are being respectful and trying their best, and then that's more than good enough for me. It's a lot of relearning from years of knowing something else. Yeah, absolutely. My abuela is the same way. I can imagine. And like, cause I had a very nice conversation with my dad about sexuality before, where he's like, he really struggled with like certain things that are now considered slurs, specifically regarding like transgender people. He didn't know those were slurs because back when he was like, cause he's been in those community, like he's been in the LGBTQIA spaces, and back when he was in those spaces, like more actively through friends and such, those weren't considered slurs. So when he said those words now and he had my face, like I just looked at him appalled, like whoa, and he's just like, what's wrong? And I told him like, hey, that's considered a slur and it's considered like a pretty problematic word. He'd just be like, oh, I'm so sorry, and then he educates himself, and that's not, again, it's not gonna be from one day to another like it's gonna click for him, but he tries his best, and I don't, he's never had that particular word come out of his mouth again. But yeah, a lot of the language around it changed in the years as well. When my bestie came out as trans, it took me a while to get the new pronouns down because I knew them from before their transition. We were best friends before that, so years of one pronouns made it a little harder. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, like I said, even now, I've had friends who came to me and were like, hey, I actually go by these pronouns now. And it takes a second for your brain to adjust to that. I just thought of me having to come out to my family, like I hardly see them because they are on the other side of the country, and now I have to worry how to come out to them. I mean, that's the thing, you don't have to. It's, to me, coming out is genuinely a choice. It definitely can be a big stress, yes. I'm very, very lucky and privileged to have parents. My mom was always very loving and accepting. She sadly passed away a long time ago now, like I want to say 8 years. But she, when I came out as bi when I was 15, she was just like, yeah, I knew you liked girls. She was like, I wasn't sure whether you were gonna be bi or gay, but I knew. And I was like, I bet. But like, it was very, I always came from a home that was very loving and accepting, and I feel like if I would have told my mom, if she would have still been with us, and I would have told her like, hey, I'm non-binary, she might have needed some time to adjust, but I don't think she would have felt any bad thoughts about it. She would have just been like, okay. But I never had any intention of coming out to other family members about my gender because I didn't feel like it was particularly important, nor did I feel like, if I don't feel like it's safe, I won't, because why would I put myself in that position? And you should only do it if it's safe to do so. Yeah, exactly. At least he's trying. My brother still uses the N-word from time to time. Ooh. Yeah, that's bad. Again, you know, you owe nobody your life story, not even your blood family. Exactly. If it's not a safe space to do so, then why would I? Kind of thing. I just peeked at the time, and I see that I've almost been streaming for 2 hours. I know that I barely did anything today, but I'm just gonna excuse that to the fact that it's my first time back, and we got into some very interesting topics, and I don't have quite the energy to draw and talk at the same time. So I chose to just sit and talk, but I am gonna go to my ending screen. Because I promised myself I wouldn't, because initially I was gonna stream for an hour, and I promised myself I wouldn't stream for more than 2 hours. So I'm gonna be starting to wind down. Getting back into the groove of things, no worries. Exactly. My brother defends his use of the word because he got called a cracker a couple times. Yeah, that's a problem. Wild, very wild. Yeah, holy shit. Your voice is relaxing to listen to. Oh, thank you. I think it's funny because I can definitely still hear my voice is cracking up a little bit. Take your time, Noi. We'll be here for you. I really appreciate that, guys. Like, again, I really appreciate coming back and having... It's always the same thing. I'm so nervous coming back to streaming after I haven't streamed for a while, either due to a holiday or like now, or I got really, really sick. And then I come back and you guys give me the warmest welcome back, and it's always so sweet. And I just really, really appreciate that. It's so nice. And I appreciate that everyone's understanding with me having less energy to be as energetic in streams and multitask. On that topic, I do want to say I am gonna feel out how I feel after today, just so that you guys kind of know where I'm at, right? Because I find it always very important for people to know where I'm at, and like what I'm thinking, so you guys can understand better. Because I'm still kind of recovering from being sick. Like I said, I'm trying to take it easy. I want to try to stream on Sunday, but I can't guarantee anything, because tomorrow I don't have anything. Tomorrow I'm just gonna have a nice little day for myself and relax, and just have a nice chill time. And then Sunday I am going to walk with a friend for the first time since everything as well, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Usually I'm a little tired from that, but I tend to still have enough energy to stream. Now, because of everything, I don't know if it's gonna be the case. So that's why I'm saying I can't make any guarantees. If I am streaming on Sunday, I might just do another stream like this, where I just draw. This in general might be a pattern that we're gonna keep for the next week or two. Where I just do drawing streams where I draw and talk, and maybe I'm a little bit more quiet, or like today where we barely get shit done and I talk a lot. Just because I don't want to put a lot of stress on myself to be like hyper entertaining and like get a lot of shit done when I'm still trying to regain energy. So that's basically my thoughts. I hope everyone will understand. I just want to try to get back into the schedule of streaming, because I really do miss streaming. Sleep well and rest well, Noi. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Chloe. For now, I'm gonna look if we can find someone to raid, unless we have any suggestions in chat itself. But yeah, that's basically it. I do also want to say thank you guys again so much for the interesting topics. We hit 2 very important topics to me, which was always very nice. Nice to see y'all again. I hope to see you again next time. Cookie Hana is streaming. I know this because I keep their stream open. It's one of my favorite artists, so I have absolutely no qualms rating Hana. Thank you for streaming, baby. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, thank you for making it such a nice welcome back. Have a good rest, and thanks for the interesting stream. thank you guys too. Like it is always very nice, because it's such a sweet conversation where I think everyone's very understanding and open, and I'm always very appreciative of people actually having a conversation, instead of just screaming at each other. Partner pushing. Yeah, no, I know. Hana is one of my Hana is one of my favorite artists, so I'm very here for it. I'll absolutely raid. Hi Ori. You're like, but thank you for popping in anyway. We are just happy to see you are feeling better, so rest well and make sure the progress will keep going. Hell yeah, absolutely. Alright, I'm just gonna start the raid. As per suggestion, and as I said, an artist that I absolutely love. We are going to raid Hana, Hana, who is doing a partner push at the moment. So I bet they can use all the support. As Obsidian said, another VTuber that does beautiful art. So I bet y'all can appreciate. I always really like the vibes. I hope to see you guys on Sunday if I feel well enough to stream it. Otherwise, I will be seeing you guys next week for my usual schedule. I'm gonna try my best to stream again. I love her stuff. Big same. So yes, I will just say goodbye for now. Hope to see you guys next stream. Please take care of yourselves. In the meantime, be kind to yourselves and those you love. And yeah, until then, have a good one. Bye bye, guys. Bye.